because Imam Ibn Jawzi relates it from himself directly to Imam al-Shafi'i, and Imam Ibn Jawzi lived well after the death of Imam al-Shafi'i, who died 204 after Hijri. Thus, it's impossible that Ibn Jawzi heard this statement from Shafi'i himself, so this is a weak narration. Also, his narration is related on behalf of Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, where he also debases Sufism, is also a weak narration. In fact, almost every narration in Talbisu Iblis that discounts Sufism and attacks the Sufis are in fact filled and riddled with problem after problem in their chain of narration. So someone who is a muta'assib, someone who is a fanatic, will not do proper research, but you will find in their hearts this hatred that causes them this arrogance to swerve from the right usul, the right methodology and criticism that we learn from our ulama. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Number two is that they will say, for example, that some of the terms that the Sufis use, like a-tariqa or shaykh, murshid, murabbi, murid, these kind of terms that the Sufis use are strange terms. But we have to ask them, subhanallah, the same terms we find in other ulum. For example, the science of hadith has the term al-shaykh. The science of hadith has the term murshid. Why is the anger of these people not directed towards the scholars of hadith, but only towards the scholars of tasawwuf, when both of them use these same terms? Again, brothers and sisters, we have to be very careful that we do not take knowledge from those who have only drinking from the pond instead of taking it from those who've taken it from the deep sea. There's a very big difference between the two. What is tasawwuf? We take the definition of Imam Sidi Zaruq rahimahullah ta'ala in his book Qawa'id al-Tasawwuf, who is a great scholar of usul al-fiqh, a great scholar of fiqh, a great master in the Maliki madhab. He explained the Risala of Abi Zayd al-Qayrawani rahimahullah ta'ala, which for us is the book of fatwa in our madhab. And he wrote a very important book on the Qawa'id of Tasawwuf, on the rules of Sufism. And in there he says, فَأَمَّا تَصَوُّفُ, as for the definition of tasawwuf, فَهُوَ حُسْنُ التَّوَجُّهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ, then tasawwuf is the proper way to turn and approach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَهَذَا هُوَ التَّصَوُّف. And this is the meaning of tasawwuf according to all of the ulama, as mentioned by Imam Junaid and others. Finally, if we look historically at the great schools of Islam, whether Al-Azhar, whether Zaytuna, whether in Aceh before here in Indonesia, may Allah protect the people there, whether in Malaysia, whether in Syria, whether in Africa, we find that one of the main ingredients of the student of knowledge was fiqh, aqidah, tasawwuf, seerah, and the Arabic language. We'll come back after this short commercial break and talk about this classical curriculum that was employed by scholars for more than 1200 years in the Muslim Ummah, and why tasawwuf, purification of the heart, is one of those important ingredients. You're watching Reflections with your brother Imam Shuib Webb. See you shortly back after this commercial break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.